Wi-Fi's
My
on.
Wi-Fi but it's at my house. It doesn't work. Okay. Can we see everybody? Okay.
I think so. Okay, I think we're live, so we gotta actually entertain people now.
Actually, say something. All right. Okay.
Is
Katie,
that
we
top
can't
one?
see you.
Katie, yeah, I don't know what's happening with Katie's.
We've got like 4 phones going on all of our different accounts so that we can reach everybody. There we go. You're live now. Perfect.
The tiniest bit crooked.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, now it's crooked that way.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Wi-Fi off. You guys can go.
All right.
And Katie, will you switch mine so it can see Natalie a little bit? Just
Turn it that way.
Yeah,
there
just
we go.
like that.
Okay, just
Great.
bear with us as we're getting all the logistics so you can see all of our beautiful faces.
Amazing.
Welcome. Okay, if you are catching this live, put in the comments what your weather is like currently. We would love to hear. We are in beautiful Westlake. It's like sunny and 73, I think. 73, 71. What is your weather like? And if you're catching it on the replay, tell us as well. I know everybody's having a bunch of different weather going on. But we first want to just introduce you to all of us. We're going to tell you a little bit about why we're even together, right? We are teammates. We didn't all used to know each other, and now we've become fast friends and can't imagine what life would be like without knowing each other. So I will go first and just tell you a little bit about me because many of you don't even know who I am. My name is Natalie, and I'm a 49-year-old mom of 6. I was dealing with depression, and I had tried everything, and nothing was working for me. And my friend Brittany, which actually I need to turn it a little bit so we can see you better, Britt. Oh. There we go. Okay.
I love that face.
My friend Brittany was using this 2-part protocol, and I thought, you know what else do I have to lose? I've tried everything under the sun, and nothing is working for me. I'd been with a functional medicine doctor, spent thousands of dollars, and I felt worse than I did when I started. So I started using this 2-part protocol that her brother turned her onto. And within 3 weeks, my depression lifted. My kind of depression was like, I couldn't wait to go to bed at night, and I didn't want to get up in the morning. And within 3 weeks of taking the protocol, it was like the clouds parted, the sun was shining, the birds were singing. Finally, my kids had their mom back, my husband had his wife back, and if mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So it's just been amazing and really life-changing for me. I also watched the same thing happen for my 27-year-old daughter. Her depression was way more severe than mine, and in 2 weeks, that very thing happened for her. And I watched her go from barely surviving to thriving. It was just so awesome. So we'll move on to Katie is going to tell us next her story.
Yes, I'm Katie. I also am in my 40s, 44-year-old mom of 3 and wife and hairstylist. And my story with using these supplements is different. And that's why I love this, that we're doing this. So we can kind of see the differences and how it affects everybody. Because I have struggled with insulin resistance for over 20 years, was diagnosed over 20 years ago, and was constantly trying to find something to help with my insulin resistance. And I was able to start using these products, start intermittent fasting, and have now been able to lose over 85 pounds, to reverse my prediabetes, and to lower my cholesterol. And it's just one of those things that truly targeted the root of all of my symptoms. And before, I was just constantly attacking the symptoms with different medications instead of targeting the root. So that's my story.
Can you also say the PCOS thing? Because I think a lot of
Yes,
people
I'm
can't.
so sorry. And PCOS. So I was diagnosed with PCOS 21 years ago. Same doctor's appointment that I was diagnosed with insulin resistance. So it's hormonally has changed so much for me.
Awesome. Yeah. And sorry, I just want to ask too, because I know that something that's common that I think a lot of women are getting diagnosed with PCOS, and some don't know that they haven't been given the diagnosis, but they're dealing with some of the symptoms. What are the most common symptoms, would you say?
I mean, our midwife could answer that as well. But for me, my most common symptoms were irregular cycles, thinning hair, but also extra hair. So the hair thing was really like one of those weight gain, but not just like, oh, I gained a few pounds, like would have a weekend of maybe indulging and would gain like 5 to 7 pounds and literally not be able to lose it. Like, so it was just that constant. But I think the weight gain, the hair issues, and the irregular cycles would be like the top.
Yeah.
PCOS.
It has to do with the androgen levels, the hormones, and insulin resistance. So once insulin is decreased and you decrease that insulin resistance, that's what reverses the PCOS.
Yeah. So awesome. Okay, you want to tell your story?
Yeah.
Mine as well.
So I have known Brittany a long time, and I knew that she was talking about this system, the Feel Great system, and I was like, well, I want to feel great. And I started watching her, Instagram stories and posts, and I started learning a little bit about it, but I was a little skeptical. I was like, I don't know. But then I found out they were doing a Facebook challenge group, and I thought, perfect, I'll jump in, I'll see how it works for me. And it, wasn't that much of a commitment. I, said I'm going to do it for a month and see how I feel. So, like, to my total surprise and joy, I just had great results really quick. And that doesn't happen for everyone, but for me, I saw results very quick. So I'm a 49-year-old mom of 5, and I'm in perimenopause, and I was struggling with symptoms with spotting and fatigue and brain fog and all those things that come along with the change. And I heard it could balance hormones. So I was like, okay, I really hope this works for me. So 1 week after starting this system, I stopped spotting. I felt better. My brain fog was clearing. I was less fatigued. I had more energy. And I was like, wow, I was blown away. And not only that, I had the support of the community, of the Facebook group, which really was motivating. And I got on every day and I shared my wins and, scale and non-scale victories. It was awesome. And they were kind of teaching me how to use it. So I feel like that was really important. It was much better than just trying to figure out on my own. I was reading comments of how people were using the system, what was working for them, meal ideas. We were posting pictures of how we were breaking our intermittent fasting and things like that. And I think all of it, using it properly and consistently, is what gave me the results. So I kept going, and 2 weeks in, I had dropped 8 pounds, which I didn't really realize I had on me, hanging on me, and I was like, okay, I like this. My clothes fit better. I felt great. I hadn't been that weight in a long time. And I loved it, and it has been sustainable. So this was back in January. It's now May. I'm using the system still, and the challenge group is actually what made me want to become a partner and be in this team, because I saw the quality of people that were leading me and supporting me, and I wanted to be part of it. And the system was working for me. So.
I mean, especially as a nurse. How many years have you been a nurse?
A long time, like 27 years.
Okay, and now you have your own midwife practice.
Yeah, so I've been a midwife for about 3 years. I just started my own practice, and that was another good point that I felt like I could incorporate this into my practice. So I'm a nurse practitioner and nurse midwife, and I do holistic birth and women's health. And I talk to women all day long about their concerns, their struggles, and the things that this system targets are what 90% of people need. When I see them for their annual exams, they have tried the diets that didn't work for them, or they're yo-yoing back and forth, or they're really tired, they can't have energy, all the things, right? And it's all about insulin resistance. So, the things that the Feel Great system targets will help you. It can help anyone, not just perimenopausal people. It helps men, women. Katie shared about PCOS, erectile dysfunction in men, lots of skin issues. Insulin resistance is the root cause of a lot of problems and chronic diseases, actually. If you haven't heard yet that Alzheimer's is being coined type 3 diabetes due to the insulin resistance factor, that is a real thing. So if you're, on a trajectory for that, or, wanting to prevent, this is a great way to prevent.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And I remember, Christy, for you, one of the things you were kind of concerned about in the beginning was the fasting.
Yes, because I didn't like fasting.
You and Sarah, right?
I did not like fasting before. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried because I have a history of an eating disorder. And so I was a little concerned that if I started intermittent fasting, would I kind of fall off the edge or become addicted to not eating or whatever, But it's so not that way. And I was legitimately concerned about that because I had a tendency toward that in the past. And now I love intermittent fasting. I love it. And I get my calories, I get my good fats, I get my macros, I get all that stuff, but it's just in a time-based eating. So instead of, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I follow a 16-8 schedule, which this system actually works really well with. So it supports me in time-based eating or intermittent fasting, and it makes it easy. So now I love fasting. I never thought I would say that. But the Unicity part, we'll talk about the products, it makes me not hungry. So, and it gives me energy. So it's like so easy now to fast. So, and it's not an eating disorder. I don't feel like I'm starving myself or fasting too much like I was worried about. Now that I've done it and I see how it works for me, it's just kind of a lifestyle that you adopt, and you're still eating. It's just in a certain period of time. Yeah. It's actually really healthy for you. So I've obviously done my research now and learned the reasons why intermittent fasting is so good for you. Like Dr. Mindy Pelz talks about it. You fast with your cycle. It does so many good things. So yeah, that's my story.
Love it. Sarah.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm a little older than these gals. I'm in my 50s, 56. I have 4 kids, and I was dealing with a high cholesterol number that would not subside. And so at the end of 2022, my cholesterol was high, and so my doctor wanted to put me on a statin, but I really like natural solutions where possible. So I dove into the research, and for the year of 2023, I ran all the time. I do love running. I'm a slow runner, so I ran slow and steady, but like 1,300 miles. I ran a lot. I ran a marathon. Loved it. And I lost weight, and I changed my diet. And so I went so confident at the end of 2023 to my doctor appointment, only to discover that my cholesterol number had gone from 263 to 280. It went up. So it was really demoralizing to have worked so hard for a whole year and find that actually this cholesterol was this really hard situation to solve. So then I went looking for other solutions, and I had a friend who said, hey, you should try this thing Brittany's doing, give her a call. So I did. I reached out to my friend Brittany, got started, and really I came for the fiber part of the system because fiber naturally helps you lower cholesterol. I had tried the drugstore fibers. They were not effective for me. They didn't really seem to help. But this fiber was just immediately totally different than any fiber I had tried, and I had tried them all. And I just noticed all of a sudden I felt better. Not only did I feel better, I was all of a sudden dropping weight. It took me a year to lose about 14 pounds. And then after 2 months on this system, I had lost 7. And I was like, what is going on? And my hair had been thinning. My hair started feeling thick again. And my skin felt better, and I had more energy. I didn't have that afternoon slump, and I just couldn't believe it. So after 2 months, I went and tested my cholesterol again, and 8 weeks in, it had gone from 280 to 240, which is still high, but oh my gosh, that's a miracle. Yeah. So amazing. So I called Brittany that day and said, whatever this is, sign me up. I want in because this is amazing and I feel great, and it is accomplishing the result I need without starting on a medication with no exit strategy. That was my thing. I'm here in my 50s. I feel great. I'm a healthy, in pretty good shape. So I don't want to jump on a medication and have no off ramp. So for me, that was just a game changer. It's been amazing.
Awesome.
Hey, we just had Bree join. She's one of our partners in Australia.
Hi,
So
Bree.
Hi, Bree. And your mom's on.
Love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, last but not least, Brittany's story.
Jody.
Okay.
Hi, Jody.
Oh, hi.
Is that Jody?
Yes,
I
I
think
see
it is.
Jody.
Hi, sis.
Hi, Jody.
Hi.
Okay, so you guys, a couple things. First of all, my dad got diagnosed with colon cancer at age 58 and really went down a rabbit hole trying to find solutions for him and how to help him back out of that situation. And during that research and study, we came across this guy, Walter Longo, who had done all kinds of research on specifically colon cancer. And everything he did was intermittent fasting, like all these different fasts to help with that. And the evidence was irrefutable. but if you grew up in my household, it was like, what? Like, that couldn't be further from something that would fly. We had a very open pantry strategy. People just literally revolving doored there, and we really had an excellent pantry. And so it was far from, something that seemed feasible. But learning all the stuff we learned, kind of couldn't unlearn it, and realizing how important it is. And then the fact that our foods have really been changed and modified and altered even since the 80s, it has drastically changed. And so where our cultural norms are to just snack all day and have 6 small meals, and that's kind of the way we go. And the foods are getting more and more and more altered to become much bigger dopamine hit and much more satisfying, and really we're insatiable. We can eat a lot because nothing is very filling. How many bowls of cereal can you eat, right? And that's because even though they're made from grains, they have changed and modified them so greatly. And so I had a couple colonoscopies. I started getting them younger because of my father. He ended up passing away age 60. And so I'm trying to do my due diligence for prevention, and I had both my colonoscopies were bad. And so it was like, what? I feel like I exercise. I don't seem like I'm in a bad metabolic place, but I really gotta care more about this. And so, the Feel Great system, first of all, made intermittent fasting easy. I had done it from time to time, but I wasn't ever diligent because it took a lot of willpower and it wasn't comfortable.
Right.
I mean, right? Like,
You're
wasn't.
hangry. And when we're hangry, it's not fun for anybody.
No. And so being able to eliminate the whole physical discomfort portion, and now I know I was releasing my body's natural GLP-1, which was turning down the noise of food and helping my mind be clearer and more organized. And I was doing all these things for myself. Now I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I was feeling so much better. But it's like, it was easy. So yes, there are still situations for me where I am in an environment and it's tempting to have something, but and I can decide whether I'm going to or not, right? If it's not in my meal window. But that is much different than managing my mind and strong physical cravings, right? And so the physical cravings, this is taking care of that. And now I can manage my mind. And I had gone through a coach training, and I realized, if I could help people with this and help them really see progress with their health, both body and mind, man, that would be awesome. Because all my dad's metabolic issues, we had no awareness that they were all connected and intertwined, that his psoriasis and his cholesterol and his blood pressure and the fact that every time he sat down, he fell asleep. Like, all of those things were the same problem. And so if you can address that problem, right? So for me, helped balance my hormones, got me off my acne medication, lost 15 pounds, which, I had fluctuated, and I just kind of thought was part of this perimenopausal phase, that you just gain weight, get over it, right? But it doesn't have to be like that, because you can totally get things regulated. So that's kind of what happened for me. And I just wanted to shout it from the rooftops, because if you have a family history of fill in the blank, metabolic anything, and you can prevent something really serious and tragic happening in your family or for yourself, why not, right? And so I wanted to just start teaching and telling people, look, whether or not you want to use these tools, this system is not magic. It's not going to solve all of your problems. You're still going to have to put the work in, but it is going to make it much easier. Mm-hmm. And if I can help make it much easier for a broad range of people, then I want to do that. And the truth is, there's only so many people I can reach. And so finding people like these wonderful ladies who have stories of their own, stories that I don't have, influence of their own. My cholesterol got in good balance too. A lot of great things changed on my blood, on my labs as well, but they weren't super bad to begin with. But it was you can have good looking labs for 10 to 15 years before you get a diagnosis. Mm-hmm. And you know you're not feeling well and that you have these problems. And so how do we help people prevent this? How do we make it easy and attainable? And you guys out there, you know people that we don't know. You have influence with people that we don't have influence with, that know and love and trust you. And now I spend my days helping people get their health in order and make some money. And being able to combine those two things is awesome and fun and super satisfying. And so, we just wanted to hop on here, tell you what is possible, but also let you know that, first of all, if you decide to use this system, you are going to have a community of support. Take as much or as little as you want from it, right? You can just sit back and absorb or dive right in, but there is tons of support for you if you decide to try this system. But also, if you can see yourself sharing about this, helping people, I pick up my kids every day from school, I drop them off, I work on my own time, and this is a really, really awesome thing to be a part of, and nobody really knows about it. So we need more people talking about it.
Yeah. And there's a seat here for you, for sure. I mean,
Come
we
join
feel
us.
our hearts are full, and the friendships that we've had together and bonded over this, it's so fun to be with other like-minded people that really want to make a difference in this world. And it's like the perfect thing for us, right? As having a product that actually works, that's backed by science, and then having this amazing team in the support group, and then having each other to, we're never alone. Like, if I have a problem, it's like, Christy, can you help me? You're the midwife, you're the nurse. I don't know the answer to this question. And that's the deal. You don't have to know. That's why you have this amazing team, and they're 20 steps ahead of you. And that's it. And that's all you need. And it's just been such an amazing part. Maybe we just, real quick, because I know we're short on time, maybe everybody could just say one of their top favorite things in joining the business that might have been a surprise for them. What's been your top thing, Christy? We'll start with you.
I think my favorite thing so far has been incorporating into my existing business, my practice for women's health, because it fits so perfectly. It aligns it's almost synergistic, because we're talking about health anyway, right? And it's just helping people better their health. And that's my whole goal in opening my practice, is holistic, women's health, really. And I now have a tool that I can offer people that they haven't seen before. And that's, to your point, a lot of people don't know about this yet. And I get to be the one to say, hey, have you heard about the feelgreat system? And not only that, it's so effective that it's listed in the PDR. So if you don't know what that is, it's prescribers like me, providers, can go to a physician's Bible, and it lists all of these things out. So if you're curious and want to talk to your doctor about it, they can go look it up in the PDR. That's amazing that it made it in there. It's because of the clinical results, the study results, and the incredible results on lab work that people are experiencing. That's what got it in there. So I think that's my favorite part, and a real key piece for me as I grow my women's health practice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Katie.
Okay, I would say the most surprising thing that I've loved so much is being able to reach totally random people on social media and have them truly text me and be like, look at my lab results, look at what's happened. I'm so glad I stumbled upon this random girl from California talking about metabolic health. It didn't really even cross my mind that could happen, and it happens numerous times a day. So it's really cool.
How about you, Sarah?
So I totally echo what Katie says, meeting strangers and telling them. And then also for me, it's been introducing this system to people that I love, that I know, and I know what they're dealing with. And the text messages I get from people saying, you know what, I feel powerful. I feel like this is sustainable. This is something. I had someone text me saying, I've been looking for something like this my whole life. I've tried everything. I'm going to be on this the rest of my life. I get those texts and I feel the same way. And that is thrilling.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Natalie, you're going to wrap it up for us. So I'm going to go for you. I get to go with these lovely ladies and several more to Las Vegas next month to a masterful mindset seminar. Best thing I've ever attended, for free, put on by the CEO. And for somebody like me who is obsessed with how our minds work, and I mean, I talk a lot of science about the body as well. So both are just my happy place. But being able to know like what this being a part of a group like this is going to do for every facet of your life, helping you, you know, expand the possibility is so huge. I am 42 and I am making a total pivot in my life. I've been a hairdresser since 2020. No, since 2000. Sorry, goodness. Wow. That was short. No, since the year 2000, I have been a hairdresser and it is my passion and I've loved it so much. And here I am doing a total 180 and it's so cool that that's even a possibility. And I love being able to like share that. So that's a big surprise and awesome.
Why did I feel like I already went?
I didn't go. You're gonna tell everybody about Thailand.
Okay, so yes, this is
no. You tell them whatever you want.
This is one of my favorite things is that someone like me who's been a stay-at-home mom, I haven't had a side career at all, and I've been a stay-at-home mom with 6 kids. I've only got one child left at home, and it's kind of like you come to that moment of like, okay, what now? Like my older kids still need me, but it's not in the same, you know. I was watching home videos and like, oh my gosh, how did I make it through those years? I don't know. But my kids don't need me the same. And like, what is it that I want? What is it that I love? What is it that fuels me, that makes me want to get up every single morning? And then when I go to bed at night, I can't wait to go to sleep so that I can wake up the next day. Totally opposite of the way I was feeling before I found this system. And just getting to be with women like this, like you can feel it. You can feel the energy. You can feel the goodness. And we need more women doing this, more men as well. But we need to be empowered and to know that there is so much in us. Even when you're done parenting the kids and they're older and grown, like there is so much left in you and you need to bless the world with it. Like, and I'm just so grateful for this platform that allows me to get the heck out of my comfort zone, because this is not comfortable. None of us got up this morning and said, let's get in front of our phones and have random strangers be watching us and public speaking, because this is really what it is. But we've all conquered those fears and we're conquering them daily together. Like when one of us doesn't want to do something, we're calling the one that does do it and does it well. How do you do this? And what do you do when you're sweating? And what do you do when your hands are shaking? And that kind of thing. Like that's where the team support comes in, and just so grateful for a product, for a company of integrity and the science backing, and then just this team. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of. So
Love it. Amazing.
That's it.
Thanks for joining our live today.
Yeah, thank you. Joining us. We'd love to have you.
Yes, we would. We would. Be sure to reach out to us if you have any questions. Okay, I'm going to add you as a collaborator.
Oh, sorry. I turned off somebody else's.
Do together.
Turned off yours, Katie. Amazing.
I was like, I don't know.